just wanna go away. You can't sleep at night, and now I'm here. I can't promise tomorrow, but you're gonna feel out today. We can tangle it away. Now I'm here.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, spirits and lights. Thank you for joining me today. This will be my first makeup tutorial using my new camera, which is the Canon EOS 80D. I'm so excited, and I am not looking at the flip where you can see yourself, completely going blind, just looking into the camera so that I can learn how to be able to get my focus and my eyes directly on you. You know, when you have something new, you have to learn things all over again. Even though my Sony camera was a great practice, the flip was on top of the Sony camera, and with the Canon, the flip is to the side, so I constantly see myself doing like this. I'm going to be trying out the new things that I got from Sephora today. New Smashbox Eyeshadow palette, my Too Faced lipstick brush, which is number 45, Hourglass face primer, Brighter Days by Tarte concealer, Smashbox eye primer, and Urban Decay brown pencil from Sephora a while ago, which is the Murad, which is the face serum. Let's get started. So today I'm not going to be eating anything. I'm just kind of doing my makeup. I want to see what kind of look I can come up with. Just going to kind of rub that in just a little bit. I did a video which was a Sephora haul, and I asked you guys what eyeshadow should I try first, and I got my answers. So that's the eyeshadow that I will be using today. I'm going to use the Brighter Day by Tarte, and then I'm going to use my brand new original beauty blender that I got from Sephora, and it was in this little container, but I wet it real good and it blew up. I'm going to use that on this. Get it open. I hope you guys are doing good today. I hope you're doing wonderful. You're feeling good and relax. And I hope that I caught you at the perfect time. I don't know if it's me, but this moisturizer almost looks like it got some pink in it. And I got this sample from Sephora by using my points. I'm glad I have the opportunity to try it out for myself and see what it does. But I see the shimmery, I see the glow, and it's moisturizing. And do the nose really good because I'm really dry today. Probably should use another moisturizer with this, but I want to see how it does. I can't really tell you how it do if I mix it with other stuff, you know. Okay, that's gonna have to do. Oh, and if I didn't mention, my son is home, so You may hear his voice here and there. Don't want to throw you off. Okay, next we're going to use the Hourglass Facial Primer. It's actually called Minimal Primer. So yeah, today you guys, this is the story time month for April. So while I'm doing my makeup, I want to go ahead and talk about story time. Talk about this story that took place when I got sued. If you're new to my channel, you can always go back and watch the old videos. It's part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this is part 2 to part 8, episode 2. And I just want to talk about it so that I can try to move forward. I have not talked about it or brought it up anymore. It has been a long journey with this story, and I want to thank you, my special spirit lights, who stuck with me through the story. Yes. I have not put pressure on me to tell the rest, but have supported me through my endeavors, and I definitely appreciate it. Okay. I guess this is how it's supposed to go. I'm not sure. But I am going to use my makeup brush, number 45, to go ahead and blend it all in. Yeah. When I left off at the story, I had termites in my last building, and I had to end up getting rid of everything, basically, because it was destroyed, and then moved into a hotel. And me and my children basically became homeless for almost a year. And then I finally got another location, which was in Henrico, Virginia, very close to Richmond. And then that didn't work out because the person rented me the building where there was also church people who also was able to come in and out my location whenever they felt like it. And one Sunday I showed up to do some extra work because a holiday was coming, and the church was there to my surprise, and I was very upset. But I ended up moving out of there, and I found me a new location in Midlothian, Virginia. And me and my children were very happy. I even found a place to live that was only a mile away from my shop. So I thought, wow, things are about to look up. It's about to be a brighter day. Yes. Thinking about Tarte, the brighter day, made me think about that, Thinking about how when you just think that everything's going to be better, everything's going to get better. I'm glad I decided to use a brush with this. Now, from what I hear, this Hourglass primer is supposed to be the bomb. Like, your makeup is going to go on, and it's not coming off. So, when you're trying this primer for the first time, you definitely don't want to try out new makeup that you haven't figured out how it looks on you yet, because once it's on your face, there's no fixing it with this primer, from what I heard. But I'm going to find out by myself. I'm going to use the MAC Foundation Pro Longwear Waterproof. Now, when I got the new location, it was a lot smaller than the old location, but I didn't care because I had a location where I can bring in income for me and my children, and plus, it was getting close that Wayne told me, which was my business partner, which was supposed to be like one of my best friends, wife stole my money. So that's why you probably should go back and watch the other part. But my money was stolen from my business, and he told me that he can get it back at the time. But then they started going through a divorce, and the money got caught up in I think it's called escrow or something like that, and they had to wait till their divorce is over for him to get the money back to try to pay me back. And he had told me that time was getting closer. He couldn't get the money back, so then he sold a house that he owned. He had quite a few homes, and he told me that he was sorry. My neighbors like he had quite a few homes, and he told me he was selling one so that he can give me my money back. And I was so excited that it was getting close for me to get my money back. Yeah, so that's where I am going to begin the story. I just want to give you a kind of run back and update just in case you forgot. And for my spirit of lights who follow my story, probably saying, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, oh my God, yeah. You know, so, yes. I found this place in the heart of Midlothian City. It was so nice. It was like in one of those little small shopping centers where it was like a community where everybody got to know each other. And I was so excited because there was no flower shop near the location at all. So I had a good opportunity to really get back on. Got makeup in my hair. I normally don't do that, but hey. And the neighborhood that the location was in was kind of a upscale type neighborhood. So it's really, really nice. And I was lucky because the space that they were renting was the smallest space in that shopping center. And they was having a hard time renting it because all the other spaces were like warehouse, huge, big type places. Even though they were retail storefronts, they had big warehouses in the back and offices and stuff like that. In this place, you didn't have none of that. You didn't have no office. All you had was 500 square feet of a building when you walk in, and then in the back you had maybe like 100 square feet that had a sink in it and a very small bathroom. That's how tiny this building was. So it was hard for them to rent it. And when I called one day and talked to someone about the rent, and they was telling me, well, before we tell you about the rent, why don't you take a look at the location, make an appointment, and see if you can really use the location. And if you're still interested in it, then we'll go into the details. I feel like my makeup is going on differently. But, oh my God, I'm going to keep going. So, I made an appointment to go see the building. And me and my daughter went to go see it together. And the lady was like, do you think this is too small for you to run a florist business inside? I said, well, I just recently, because I had found a place to live too, I moved in a neighborhood. And I have a big garage. And I can do extra work in the garage if I have to. I will make amends. Second coat. Like, this primer seems to have the makeup dry real fast on my face, so it's a little scary. Yeah, so by me having to find a place in the neighborhood to live, I thought, yeah, it's small, but you know what? At this point, I'm gonna have an income. I'll be able to get back on my feet. And my major thing wasn't about vanity at all. It was about just having a place to live and being able to pay rent and take care of my kids. Well, I did utilize the garage that I had in the house that I was staying in. And I stayed there for a while. I would say like almost about a year and a half. And the reason why I didn't really stay there that long because I started having problems with the landlord. And I'll tell you that about another story time. But I'm going to just give you a little bit. The landlord rented out his house because he was having problems paying his mortgage. And I guess he had a fiance. She left him. So when she left him, she took her part of, I guess, the mortgage. And so he decided to move in with some new woman that he met and rented me the house. And as the mortgage got caught up and everything, basically all the drama, everything I went through with that landlord was so that he can get his house back. Okay? I'm just... Let me take a deep breath. See, this is why it took me so long to really tell this story, because there's so many other little stories in this story that brings up memories, and these memories are not like good memories. They are memories that I purposely try to forget, not think about, not go back through, not bring it up. But eventually, I will tell you about it. But today, let me stick to the facts so I can get through this is the last transition for this series, and I want to get through it. The makeup is on, but I'm feeling a little uncomfortable because I feel like my primer dried my makeup up real fast. Like, I don't think my makeup's going to move at all, so I hope that is on good. Okay, so now we're going to try the new concealer by Tarte. Now, I got makeup on my nail. I'll get that off with stay. Okay, so I did rent the store, and I was able to get some stuff out of storage and put inside my little shop. Not everything, just enough. And I was doing pretty good. I was enjoying the house that I lived in. I was enjoying my kids. They started enjoying the neighborhood, the schools. I started meeting people. I had associates who were in the same shopping center. So it was starting to turn out really, really nice. And my new landlords were pretty cool, pretty easygoing. Work with you if anything came up. So I was pretty lucky. I felt lucky. I felt blessed. The only thing now was to close the chapter with my business partner with getting my money back. The focus was to achieve getting my money back and finally just letting that relationship completely go because it was just damaged. Okay, now how am I going to put this Tarte on? I don't know. My first time using Tarte, so I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm so scared. Let me not smile. It's really tacky. I don't even think I needed that much. Oh my God, I did. Let me try to move it around. Now, the lady tested me inside of Sephora. And she was a black woman. Tested my skin color for this Tarte. She told me she knew it'd be really pretty on me, so I'm trusting her at this point. But I like the way it feels. Really, really tacky. And one day, I got a phone call. I was so happy. It was raining. Now, what's so crazy is I had already been living in the house and working in my new store for about 4 months, and I didn't hear nothing from him. And he said to me, hey, you know that second storage that we got together? And I said, yeah. He said, well, I didn't realize that I haven't made a couple of payments and the stuff is up for auction, because we agreed that I would pay for my storage and the other storage is like, we just had like big tables, some coolers, ladders, all kind of stuff because we had so many stores. And he said, but I'm going to go try to catch the auction and try to buy the storage back. Now, I'm just moving this stuff around because I think I used too much. So I'm just going to try to utilize it. It's makeup, you know what I'm saying? Okay. The Tarte concealer is the bomb. Like, once I learn how to use it, oh my God. That's all I can say. It's, oh my God. It's going to be beautiful. Once I learn how to use it. But now I got to find me something else to put it, like, apply it to my face. Because it's so thick and you only need a little bit. Like, you don't even need a lot. Like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Look at that pretty wood cap it has. So pretty. It has like a feminine but masculine little style to it, you know? I like that. Yes. Oh my gosh. Tarte Spirit Girl. Okay, I see you. Yeah. I'm going to use the Mercier translucent powder. Yeah. So, I was like kind of upset, but not upset. I was more concerned about my money. So I said, so you buying the storage back? Do you have money? He said, yeah, I have enough to get the stuff out of storage. What do you want to do? You want to split it up? I said, well, I don't have nowhere to put it. He was like, well, can you pay for another storage close to you? And I was like, no, no. He was like, well, how about if I just keep most of the stuff and I just give you some money for it? And I said, okay, you know, how much money you gonna give me? So I'm thinking like the stuff we got in storage, he's probably gonna give me maybe about 6,000 or 7,000. And he was like, when I pay you back your money, I'm gonna have to add that money with it, and I'll give you, you know, half of whatever the stuff is worth in storage. And in my heart, I was saying, but I ain't had no choice because he said we was losing the storage. I ain't had no money to try to save the storage. I was still paying on the storage that I had my stuff in, and I had just got some of my stuff out and put into my new store. So I was like, okay, Wayne, well, call me and let me know how things went. So before he hung up, I was like, listen, when do you think I'm going to have my money? I really, really need it now. He's like, well, what's going on? I was like, what's going on? I said, Wayne, do it matter? Do it matter if anything is going on? I need my money. I said, not only that, I shouldn't even have to tell you what's going on. You owe me my money back. He said, yeah, I know. I just want to know, you know, what was going on in your life. I haven't heard from you. I said, yeah, and you haven't called me and checked on me either. I'm the one that was homeless, you know. He's like, yeah, but you know, I've been busy. You know, I've been having a lot of stuff going on. And he said, you know, you can call me too, but you don't call me. And I said, yeah, because when I call you, the only concern that I have at this moment is when I'm going to get my money back. And he was like, yeah, it's a shame that our friendship is basically based on money. I was like, okay. First of all, we were more business partners than friends. Second of all, the reason why it's based on money is because your wife, so claimed, stole my money, okay? And third of all, you promised to get it back and pay it back to me. Fourth of all, I lost everything I had. And 5, I became homeless. So at this point, our conversation is only about freaking money, okay? And he was like, okay, well, if you're going to be like that, you know, I really don't want to talk anymore. I just want to let you know what was going on with the storage. I said, okay, no problem. He said, I'll give you a call back in a couple of weeks. I said, no, I'm going to call you back in a couple of weeks. Because at that point, I decided I'm going to start harassing him. I'm not the type of person that harass people. Like, I don't like to focus on one person, become obsessed with one person. I don't like if a person doesn't like me or don't want to be my friend, I don't go out my way to try to hurt that person, cause misery on that person, try to make that person look bad, try to call that person names. I don't do stuff like that because I'm the kind of person, I live on light. I try to live in the most positive aura around me. So anything negative, I don't consume myself with. So, you know, at this point, I felt if I didn't take another step, I wasn't going to get my money back. So, I decided to come up with a plan because I need to get my money back. I don't know, you hear all kind of noises. This freaking chair. Somebody told me to get WD 40. I don't know. Someone told me to get WD 40. Okay. Now, I need to do something with these eyebrows. So I have this Urban Decay brown pencil. So one day I told my children we was going to take a ride over to Newport News, where Wayne supposedly been staying with his mom. I decided to go by his mom's house so that I can talk to him in person. Neck just popped. When I got there, his mom said he wasn't there. And I said, well, when do you think he'll be home? She said, oh, he don't stay here no more. I said, oh, okay, so where he's staying at? She says, oh, he's back in one of his houses. I said, oh, which house? She said, oh, he's back in the Hampton house. The house that his wife sold all his stuff, the house that they were supposed to have sold, that he told me sold. She said, oh no, they didn't sell it. They sold a house, but they didn't sell that one. They decided to keep it and fix it up. I said, they decided to keep it? She said, yeah, he back with that crazy woman. Now y'all know I saw red. Now my spiritualites who've been following this story, I know y'all saying, girl, stop. I knew it. And those that are new, I know you lost. But my business partner was supposed to be getting a divorce because his wife had a lover that she was supposed to have moved to Florida with, and they were no longer together. He was going to get my money back, and if he couldn't get my money back, he was supposed to have sold the houses and given me my money back, and I'm supposed to move on with my life. But no, his mom just told me he was back with her. So me and my kids, we took a ride over to the house. And when I got there, kept knocking on the door. Nobody would come to the door. And I assumed, okay, nobody's home. And I came a long way. All the way from basically Richmond back to Newport News. Because I wanted answers. I needed answers. So I sat in my car and I waited. Then I called him over and over again. No, he wouldn't answer my phone. And I bet you any amount of money his mother told him I was about here. And he knew when he answered that phone, I was going to be like, hey, Wayne, I'm sitting in front of your house. He knew. So he never came home. I never seen her. So I ended up going back home. And I started calling him again. And this one particular day, he finally answered the phone. I said, Wayne, I've been calling you like crazy. Oh, I've been busy. I've been traveling. I said, you back with Aurora? You with Aurora? He was like, who told you? I said, your mom. Oh, well, it's because our money is in escrow. So we decided to kind of stay together and so that we can get the money. And I said, but you living in the house and you fixing up your house. He was like, well, I really don't have to discuss that with you. I want my money. And I want it now. I want my money. This is it. This is it. You need to give me my money. We need to cut ties. I'm done with this. And if you want to really know how much money that was taken, you got to go back and watch the stories. You'll understand why I was obsessed with getting my money back. I'm going to tell you like this. We went from 11 stores to 40 employees to no store to no employees to being homeless. Okay? I didn't even introduce this. Give me a second. This right here is the Smashbox lid primer. This might be too much. I like the way the brush is kind of slanted, like it fits right in the little creases of your eye, which is so nice. Use my blender. Smooth it out. End up getting into a yelling match with each other. He got a lot of stuff off his mind. I got a lot of stuff off my mind. And I started to go into like a really frenzic, like I was just singing off the wall stuff. I was saying, "You liar, this a conspiracy. You probably stole my money. You probably was in on it the whole time. You probably set me up." He was yelling at me saying, "Well, you the one that didn't want to work things out with my wife. You the one that didn't want to negotiate. You didn't even have to be homeless. All you had to do was make her a partner. You selfish. You don't want to share nothing that you got." And I said, first of all, when you came to me, it was my business. It was my business, and you worked for me, and I let you become a partner because I felt like you was smart, you was intelligent, and you could get me where I want to go a lot faster. This had nothing to do with your wife, okay? We was like going in. If we was in front of each other, one of us would have swung. One of us would have took a punch. We would have been fighting for sure. Okay, now that I got my eye primer on, let's see what eyeshadow I'm going to use. I don't want to smile too much. I feel like I'm smiling so much today. Okay, I forgot to mention, you guys, 40,000 subscribers. Thank you for these special spirit of lights. I made it to 40,000 subscribers. I have 40,000 subscribers right now as we speak. Oh my God. Yes, and I was so freaking happy. Thank you. I couldn't have did it without you. I'm so appreciative, and we still got so far to go, but I'm so excited. Okay, on my Sephora haul, asked y'all what eyeshadow should I try, and whichever one people mention the most is the one I was going to try. So this is the eyeshadow. Smashbox. This is the cover. It's so nice. I love this part. Oh, you hear that? Oh my God. Yes. I love it. It's so pretty. Okay. So let's get on with the one that won. But I am going to use the eyeshadow that came in second place. For those who are singing, dang. I wanted my eyeshadow to win. I wanted it to be the purple. I wanted it to be the blue. I'm gonna tell y'all what colors I wanted to win. I wanted to wear the freaking orange. Like, oh my God, I couldn't wait to get my brush in that orange, but y'all did not pick that color. See, I'm loyal. I'm loyal. So if I tell you to pick a color and you pick a color, that's the color I'm gonna wear. This eye primer is the bomb.com. Yes, oh my God. So we decided to meet up with each other. He said, okay, at this point, I'm done with you too. I can't take it no more. I'm gonna give you what I got. And I'm gonna move on with my life. He told me he gonna give me what he got and he gonna move on with his life. And I was so stressed out that it was taking a wear and tear on my mind, physically, spiritually. I was so stressed. I'm gonna use a different brush and I'm just gonna go in with the blending. I asked him, I said, okay, when did you want to meet? And how much money you gonna give me? So I can already participate it and, know where we stand. Because I was thinking to myself, like, tell me exactly what you're gonna give me. Because now he's saying that our relationship is gonna be completely over. And I didn't want to be where, when I got there, he handed me an amount that he definitely would have had to call the police on me. So I got this NYX pencil. I had to get my son to open it up. I finally got it unglued and I'm going to put it underneath my waterline. MAC finish powder. I like the way that pencil look. It went underneath my eyes to kind of make my eyes look like they popping. Like I really like it. But it also has like this rose. It's rosy gold, but it has like a silver tone in it. So I'm just going to kind of go up here. I need my eyebrows. And take advantage of that. Dark brown eyeshadow. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use it under my eye. Okay, now the second eyeshadow that I'm going to use that came in second place, the blue. Yes, take with the blue right underneath the eye, but I'm gonna go in with the darker blue first, and then go with the lighter blue underneath it. Oh yeah, this is pretty. So he was telling me that he couldn't give me the exact number, but he's gonna put some money together. He's gonna borrow money, and he's gonna try to give me as much as money he can possible so that we can be done with each other. This blue is intense. Illogical. I'm gonna use the matte blush Rasen. So yeah, we decided to meet. Supposed to be meeting on Sunday, and we was going to meet at the old bank where my money was originally taken from, which would be in Newport News. Logical again. So Wayne told me that he wanted to meet me around 1 o'clock. And he was telling me that he's real busy, so I don't need to be running late and anything like that. Now, I had all kinds of feelings. I was feeling almost vindicated, like, oh my God, I'm going to get my money back. I was feeling sad because my friendship, my partnership was going to be completely over. I was feeling overwhelmed because I felt like it was a conspiracy against me. I just felt so many emotions. And the long ride there, I just was thinking the whole time, I just kept thinking about everything that transpired and everything that happened. And it just felt like there was a lot of blind spots that I was missing. And just on my way riding to meet Wayne, stuff started coming to me. And I started thinking in my mind, I started feeling like Wayne's wife might have been a part of this, but Wayne was the mastermind behind it. That's how I started feeling. So having anxiety about those feelings, what was going to happen when I got to the location I was supposed to meet him at. Okay, mascara. Now, the whole ride there, my daughter and my son just was playing, laughing, joking. They were so happy. They were being loud. But I didn't say anything. I was just, because they were kids, I was just, at that moment, I just felt so freaking alone. Like, I was saying to myself, God, give me the strength to stay humble, to be able to deal with my emotions, because my emotions is getting the best of me. It says 4 + 1 free. Then it's 100% Remy hair, and the number is KPEM3. Use the duo eyelash glue to apply it. Oh shoot, a whole bunch of squeezed out. Okay, that was a struggle. The eyelashes, but I got them on. Once I got there, I saw that Wayne was waiting in his car. And when he got out his car, he walked up to my car with comfy clothes, because we knew we was headed for a long ride and everything. But when Wayne got out the car, he looked like he done had his little bit of hair that he still had on his head, because he was older, perm. It was wavy and it was so smooth and it was going back. I was like, dang. And then he looked like he had been groomed, had a fresh beard, fresh cut. He had on a white silk shirt with some white pants and some nice, beautiful, like a smoky gray shoe. And I sat back in my car and I looked at him. I was like, damn, he dressed to kill. So then I was like, but damn, Wayne, you look like you going somewhere. He was like, oh, this is the way I dress, when I'm taking care of business and things like that. I said, okay. I said, well, I'm not going to hold you up long. He was like, well, before I hand you the money, I want to talk about some things. I want to get some things off my chest. So I was like, okay. So I had to like just humble myself so that I could just get my money and go. Okay, so let me put on this lipstick real quick. Too Faced lipstick. I'll put this lip liner on. This is my first time trying this, so I'm hoping that I'm doing good with it. It dries quick. Okay, it's the final look, but let me finish telling you the story. Wayne began to tell me how he felt. He had to get a whole lot of stuff off his back. He had to get a whole lot of stuff off his chest. The first thing he said was, I was closer to you than anybody, but you never really gave me a chance to really be nice to you. You treated me as if I was like a brother. I was thinking to myself, like, yeah. He said, well, I felt like I've been there for you, your kids. I made sure that I gave you one of my houses to rent. I ran your errands. I did a lot for you, and you didn't pay me no mind. You didn't notice me. You didn't care about me. All you cared about was me being your business partner. So I was like, okay, so I couldn't even hold my composure. I was like, you didn't take care of me. He started yelling in my face, and yes, I did. I was there for you. I said, look, you know what? At the end of the day, I felt like all of y'all betrayed me. At the end of the day, y'all all let me down. And it all started from you. From you. You was the one who stole my money. I know you stole it. He was like, I stole your money. I said, yeah, I don't believe your wife did it. I believe you did it, Wayne. Well, you know what? I'm just glad we're not friends no more. I don't even want to be your friend no more. Whatever happened to you in life happens. I don't care. Here's your money. I'm done with you. And he threw it at me. It was a bank envelope. And I looked at it, and basically it was all $100 bills, and it was just wrapped in like it had a strap on it, and basically I had $10,000. And I looked down, and even though it was only $10,000, I felt okay. I felt like, thank God that it was something. I didn't get nowhere near my money back. I didn't even get 20% of it back, you know. But I got $10,000, and I was just like, thank God. And then he was standing there, and he was looking at me. Oh my God. He was like, so this is it. And I said, you know what, Wayne? You're right. I did treat you like you was my brother. I treated you like you was my best friend. Oh, God, I did not want to cry my freaking makeup. The freak. Okay, this gonna tell the tale that Hourglass is the bomb. All right, because these tears are coming, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't even stop them. Okay, let me get through this moment. Let me get through this moment. Okay. Bring in the chair. Everything is okay. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Okay, I gotta cheer myself up because, oh my God, I can't be messing up my freaking makeup. You know what I mean? I don't want no freaking Wayne anyway. Okay. So at the moment, he was like, so this is it. And I let me repeat myself. I said, yeah, I treated you like a brother. Yeah, I loved you. I felt like we were best friends. I felt like we were close. I depended on you to take my business to the next level. And you stabbed me in my heart. You took what little bit that I have, and I worked so hard for it. Not only did you hit me in my pocket, but you knew that it would trickle down to everything, to the stores, the bills, the employees, my kids, and my home. I lost everything, Wayne. And he was like, well, you know, I hope that one day that you'll be able to move forward and that you learned a lot from everything that we've both been through, that you've been through. I said, Wayne, did you take my money? And he held his head down. I said, I'm sorry. I hope that you can move on now. screaming that everything that we've been through was his fault. And he took our money because he was jealous. But the real reason that he did what he did, wasn't just about greed. And sometimes people want what they can't have. He was a married man, and he had his own life, and he was just a partner to me, and he watched me grow into who I was becoming when I was working my business. He watched me in the joy of my life, and he wanted to not only be a part of that, but he wanted to be a part of my life. But he was supposed to be a God-fearing man. He was supposed to be having like morals, because that's one of the reasons why I cared about Wayne, because he had morals and I looked up to him. He was a high sergeant in the military. He was very intellectual. He was very intelligent. He was smart. And I looked up to him as a woman. I thought, wow, this is a great black man. Like, I really did look up to him. And he did what he did for selfish reasons. It was one, to get me to the point where I would need him and maybe fall subject to being with him more than just a friend, a brother, sister type relationship or partnership. But Wayne knew that one of my biggest respect for him was the fact that he was supposed to be a really, really good man. And even when I found out that he started seeing his ex, it was after his wife done had a lover in the house, done moved out with the lover, and Wayne started seeing. But let me tell y'all, Wayne was no good, because I found out later on, like I told y'all in the story, that I couldn't believe Wayne was married. Wayne was married, and the whole time that I was around Wayne, I thought that he was not interested in black women. He was not interested in me, because whenever Wayne seen a woman a size 0 plus 0 and then 0 0 and then 0 again, he freaking lusted. Like, tongue was like, like drooling over, okay? And he always made fun of me when I eat, when he always had fat jokes. So, and I used to crack up and laugh. I don't know. For some reason, negativity is funny to me. I think I see it differently than most people. Most people receive negativity and they're angry, they're ready to fight. But with me, it's funny. I think it's funny because I feel like when someone inflict their negativity on you, it's really about them. It's not really about you. If a person got a problem with a real skinny person, then it's probably something that they always wanted to be and they can't be. And if a person have a problem with a real fat person, it's probably because they're suffering from being afraid of ever being fat, or maybe they was a fat kid, or maybe they feel like they're fat. Maybe they're not happy with their self. I don't know the issue, but when people inflict negativity, it's usually not even about you. It's about them. Like, they come out their mouth and they say, "You ugly." Trust me, I never ever hardly use that word. And I would never ever call somebody that word, because when most people use that word, they can't look at their own self in the mirror. They can't appreciate who they are. They don't even feel beautiful. So what they do, they call you what they are. So that's why I laugh at negativity, because I feel like they're inflicting what they're doing onto themselves when they think they're doing it to you, when it's actually onto them, they self, onto them as a person. Let me end this story. So, once my kids started yelling at him, I basically, I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. I'm not going to lie. I did cry. I was so mad with Wayne. I was so hurt. And he held his head down and he kind of took one finger and he was like this. Well, I feel like a lot of the problems were because you don't want to listen to what nobody got to say. You just want to do what you want to do. And I said, so basically you were saying that what your wife did to me was my fault. He said, no, what I'm saying is if you would have just signed a paper and gave me 35% of the business and gave her 25%. Now y'all add that up, 100%, 35 for him, 25 for her, and I have the rest, okay, of my business at the time. He said, now even though you would have only had that percentage, you would not be where you at today. And I don't know if it was the way he said it or what he said. It just sounds smirk. In that moment, I saw myself getting in my car and just driving off and never looking back in that moment. And I said, Spirit, you okay? You okay, Spirit? Get in the car and drive off and you're done with this. I said, yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to be done with this. In that same moment, I don't know how fast, I don't know how it just happened so fast. I was on top of Wayne. We were fighting. I was pulling his shirt. He was trying to get me off of him. My son was trying to get me off of Wayne. My daughter was saying, Mom, let go, let go. I had my shirt all in my hand, wrapped in my hand, and I was just hitting him. And he didn't hit me back. He was trying to get me off of him. I started grabbing onto his neck. I don't know why I thought that maybe I could put him in a headlock and I could snap his freaking neck. Whatever way you imagine, we were in a parking lot in front of a bank and we were fighting. I blacked out. I'm not going to lie to you. I lost it. I think it came from, it was just so much build up. We were really fighting. We were scuffling around. We both was trying not to fall. We was holding on to each other. And then finally, I let him go. His pretty white shirt was messed up. And he said, "You happy now? You happy now?" I said, "You know what, Wayne? Don't ever me again. Don't ever talk to me. Don't call me. Not ever." And I got in my car and I hold my head down. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just started screaming. I was so mad. I cried. I cried because just everything came to a head. It was like a bubble, and it just burst. But when I got on that highway to go back to Richmond, I never looked back. I never went back to Hampton, to Newport News, to Chesapeake, to Virginia Beach. I never called anyone, never contacted anyone. I never, ever went back. Sometimes you see stuff and you think it's one way, and it's a whole completely